Yep, our love for the game runs deep. From the banter masters to the oversabi coaches and to all fans who make the game unforgettable. Game on! Enjoy the rhythm of the game with Goldberg, official beer of the Super Eagles.
Hello everyone, welcome along to Niger Game On, brought to you by Goldberg. Goldberg, of course, is the official partner, the official beer partner of the Super Eagles all through the Africa Cup of Nations, the 34th edition, and we're currently loving life as Super Eagles fans, Super Eagles players as well, continuing to love the journey at the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, and we totally enjoyed the support we've got from you here on our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We totally see all the engagement and we love it very much, for just not ourselves but for you as well, and of course Super Eagles of Nigeria. My name is Ubi, and so I'm joined by the guys in the house, and we've got to change to the formation if you like the lineup. And of course, we've got Izu. I'm going to start with you. Izu, welcome to the show. Good to have you here because Olakunle is here as well. There's also IBK Sports. You come in for the very well reputed senior man in About Monday. So first of all, you have to be above 30 to be in that
big shoes.
Big shoes, like literal big shoes to fill.
Exactly.
Good to see you.
It's nice to be here. I've been a fan of the show for a while, and it's a very sorry moment for me right now to be part of the people doing this with you guys. I feel like they say don't meet your heroes, but I mean
I know be your hero.
Charlie, who
your hero?
Don't meet your hero.
We all stood together. It's really nice to be here. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's good to see you actually. One thing I can say for sure is that you have the in a frame, so
Yeah,
check that box.
Like for like sub.
Yep, definitely. But he doesn't want to wear glasses anytime soon. Is that recommended or what's that?
Nice, recommended.
Yeah,
It is recommended.
recommended frames. Yeah. Abike, you don't wear recommended shades, but I mean, you come in highly recommended. Right?
Which book are they read?
From the streets of Twitter, isn't it?
I know they read any book. Which one is glasses?
But you don't join me. You don't wear.
No, not the way it be. Not the way it be. I know if you just.
Yeah.
I know if now our friend do them now.
Eccentric, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Shout out to Eccentric. Eccentric. I have a quick anecdote. Eccentric. This man stole 2 of my jackets. We have 2 jackets. Shout out to Eccentric because they send us gifts every now and then, and that's a really good thing. So we've got good vibes here in the house. Luckily, good to see you as well.
Yeah, you know how people don't recognize the fact that there are times that there are benefits for being small. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't steal anything.
Yeah.
It just so happened.
Send me a jacket.
It just so happened that both jackets,
size you.
it just fits perfectly.
And I tell you, say that's a no go size on that day.
You don't agree. You didn't
After 6 months, I relinquished. Finally. But we also got some gifts. Who else gave us gifts? Wasn't it 1FF?
Yeah. So obviously,
So it was a quick pro quo.
Jerseys. Yeah.
Quick pro quo. I got a 1FF jersey as well. Notwithstanding, the show is powered by Goldberg, and look, I honestly think that we have something going here, and I feel like because Goldberg is on the podcast, that's why Super Eagles are going far. Honestly, this is why I feel like I'm just messing around. But let's start off with that win. I have to give you special props, and they say Mitch, give your idols their flowers early, right?
So I became an idol now.
So that's
They worship you somewhere for me.
I don't be new.
But I became spot on with there are no problems in the team, are they?
Obviously, there are no problems. I said it already that tournament football, you just have to take the moment. That's why you see teams like Greece go on to win a very big tournament at Zeros. You see, teams like Zambia win the AFCON. So when you take your moment, and it's about momentum, now it seems everything is going well for Nigeria. It seems we are just getting everything right. And like I was saying before we came here, that there is no player in the Super Eagles squad that has not played that will feel bad, unless maybe it's just for personal reasons, because it's a moving train. You can't blame the coach right about now. Yes, I said I wanted Iheanacho at some point. I said people, players like Terry Murphy should get in. But in the end, you ask yourself, something is working. Are you actually going to tweak it? I don't think so. The only thing that we should be tweaking is maybe how we are going to leave the trophy, at the end of the tournament and the rest. But I think Pesero for me has been my Pep Guardiola. I didn't expect this sort of.
What kind of criminal statement is that?
No.
We're on the Twitter space, and I think it was Sarafina who said, she was analyzing something, and she said, Kevin De Bruyne.
I'm like, say Kabia or Kevin De Bruyne. He can give us Kevin De Bruyne performance.
How did we get there?
I'm like, how?
How did we get
Relax,
there?
relax.
But I watched that game, and I was just thinking about how the mood of an entire nation can swing. I was on the phone with my mom after, and I've since a long time banned my mom if I'm watching Super Eagles. No, I don't want no trouble.
I did tell you.
Get. But and she was so happy, and obviously if you're from that generation, and of course, I also am a radio person, so I love having the radio around. I could hear the radio just playing in the background, and people speaking and just excitement and all that stuff. The Super Eagles still carry that sway, right? They're still the biggest football brand in Nigeria, isn't it?
Yeah, I said it on the space. I think Nigerian fans love this thing where play hard to get. We don't care about them. Football has been bad, so we don't really care what they do. But when they win, and this particular win against Cameroon, right? I think it brought back, because I haven't watched like real major football game in the view center in a while. Right, so I saw this in not necessarily a viewing center, but it was like a lounge where people had like celebrations set up even before the game. I'm like, when I see they watch Super Eagles like this, that kind of like people were ladies in the house, men, like real older guys, and I saw how the kind celebration when that first disallowed goal when they entered, the kind celebration, I'm like, I think all of them don't like Super Eagles now.
When that goal enter, my area just went up like 4 decibels. I'm like,
so everybody watched this match.
Everybody watched this match. Actually, I tell you what, full confession, I wasn't watching the game at the start.
Yeah.
So of course I'm aware that the game is by 9 o'clock, right? So the game starts, and just a few minutes after, I hear noise. I say,
you get
what's happening?
What's going on?
Can't be Cameroon.
So that's how I turned on my computer, and I'm like, let me see the game. And I'm just seeing, obviously, you can do catch up and all, you can go back and watch. So I'm seeing apparently I just log in when they're showing the replay. I'm like, explain that goal to me, right? Because I am also confused at the offside rule. When did a player become an active goalkeeper?
Look, I think, no, that's the rule.
That's the rule.
Right.
It's been there for a while.
But I think it is one of the most stupid rules in football, like legit stupid. Because the player that you are taking as a goalkeeper now can't handle the ball.
Can't handle the ball.
He can't. How? Because what now happens? Because you say we're trying to make the game attacking, we're trying to make it beautiful, trying to make it interesting. What now happens is that the goalkeeper can be in that kind of situation. He looks to his left and right, says, "Look, these people don't call cage me for you. Make I just step out." Do you understand? So I think it is real stupid. Like the goalkeeper has stepped out. You have a player behind you that cannot be a goalkeeper because he can't handle the ball. If he does, it's a penalty. So he can't be the reason why I am now, offside. Right? I think it's real stupid. But that's the rule. That's the rule now. So
is that a backdoor to the rule there? Because that's a hack, and I think it was Postcoglu who was saying that put managers in the room, put a rule, and they're trying to bend the rule. They're trying to find ways to go around it. When you think about that offside, obviously we watched the game for a long time, but it's when calls like that go against you, you realize that cannot be right, But of course, that's the letter of the law.
At the end of the day, I think that's how the law works. You hear people or law practitioners say the law is very malleable. You beat it into the shape that you want or something that works for you. At the end of the day, I'm a Chelsea fan, and things like that have happened where I'm like, she be this thing now offside. They don't go call him now, and then now it was given against the Super Eagles, you get, and I feel like that was very harsh. But at the end of the day, that's how it works. If you know the rules, make the rules work for you. That's it. But at the end of the day, Cameroon did not get away with it.
Yeah,
that one did not count for us. The other two did. They're out. I'm happy.
I think another important thing to mention, because people find it very easy to misunderstand, the fact that the goalkeeper stepped on as well, because we're talking about the last player not being able to handle the ball and being taken as a goalkeeper. The real definition of the rule is the goalkeeper is taken as the last man because he has stepped up and Semi was ahead of the goalkeeper. That's why it's offside. So it's not necessarily because we have another player in goal.
Right. That's the clarity.
I think the rule is
because the goalkeeper stepped up.
The rule is once someone whether a goalkeeper or a player, they see that person as the last man. So it's just like a keeper coming into the outfield, this thing. You don't see yourself as a keeper anymore. You see yourself as an outfield player. That's why you can't do the ball. But the rule has always said it that once the keeper is out and there's a player there, what they feel is there's a last man from that team there. So whether it's a goalkeeper, they have a player there. So when they said it was offside, I think by the time they showed you,
I think the rule is there has to be two players.
So who is the last man?
So in that,
is the last man a centre back?
No, in the what's it called? That
the last man can be anyone.
The semi-Ajayi situation.
The last man can be anyone.
Look, the semi-Ajayi situation.
Yeah.
What happened, and that's the definition of the rule in that regard, is the goalkeeper he stepped up.
Yeah.
Semi-Ajayi was ahead of the goalkeeper. Now he's offside because the other person in post is not taken as an outfield player. He's taking
that's what I'm
like
saying.
he's the goalkeeper.
More like the last man.
Right,
exactly.
right. We have some.
But we'll go follow referees talk. Shall I they explain them better?
Yeah. I mean, we've got some referees in the house in the comment section. Everybody in Nigeria, has a very nice. Let us know what you made of that. But from the moment that goal goes in, I mean, it gets cancelled, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried because I get the feeling the boys get the memo.
Right. So if you talk this guy,
no, I'm not worried because
you be
no.
God, I beg.
You see, for
you
me,
be Rufai Ini.
No. Why are you mentioning my name?
Everyone. So you not talk like this.
But shout outs to Ini. Ini got the prediction spot on.
Yeah,
speaking of flowers, 2-0.
It was
the only one who got it.
Anyways, I don't
what
know.
What do you mean it was supposed to be 1-0?
Because
Because you want me your prediction come through. You want to collect the second goal.
You want the right.
I don't go like that second goal pay me. That second goal pay me. I say, look, man, what's the fine for that place?
But look, almost missed that goal. I was like, bro, if you miss that goal,
no, it was a technique. I don't think he missed it.
No.
The first one. No. The second one is brilliant.
So that first one, I think, like they always say, you think the post is so wide, but bro, by the time you are in front of it with the ball,
bro,
it looks so small.
You know how
I was talking to one of the players and one of my players, anyways, for Lekki United, and I was like, why would you be missing penalties? So because I always train with them at times. So they said I should come and try it out. I'm not even joking. Like it's either you play there, but it looks so small. You're like, okay, if I play it here, the keeper looks big. And I think that was what happened to Lukman, because in the end, you are with the ball and you can probably just put the ball here, but you are taking it back to where the keeper is coming from.
Shout out to Lukman for being.
I think that's subconscious.
Shout out to Lukman for being, one of the best players of the tournament. Yeah. Which is the next thing we're going to speak about. Bro, like say you missed that goal, man.
I know for
you see that first goal, honestly.
Because Victor can go on his own. I'm thinking, why the hell are you passing that ball?
It was the right decision.
But I think that was the best call.
It is the best call to make, right? Yeah. But I felt like Lukman was slightly offside.
No, it wasn't.
He was making the run into that space.
The run was perfect. He delayed.
Do you know where they made mistake? That's Cameroonians. Now you have someone on Osimhen. Allow that guy continue. I was so happy when that other defender left Lukman and was going to Osimhen. I said, Lukman.
When I play game, that scenario I can never make it. Once you are running at my player, I can never move the other guy to never. That's the way you want it for your mind. Do him. That's the way your mind do him.
Because that shadow will confuse you.
My guy.
See what Declan Rice do.
Talk that game.
See what Declan Rice do against Liverpool.
Don't be Declan Rice, make them no score that goal. Relax.
Wait, but that shadow walk.
No.
I think he manages the best way he possibly could at that point.
Declan Rice, actually, him staying there. He limited the options.
Exactly. Relax.
He managed.
I beg.
No. Ultimately,
bro, like you don't want me.
No,
bro. Let me tell you.
No. Trent has to take that shot because Declan Rice has not opened up the options.
Bro. Relax, bro. Make I tell you. Declan Rice did what he needed to do, but it's the basics. If you ran in, it's stupid. Like, why would you run? You have 4 people running at you. Why
have you not watched Harry Maguire before?
That was the best man from the boys.
What I'm now saying is that even though Declan Rice did what he was supposed to do, which was stay, because you have 4 people running at you, that wasn't the reason why they lost they didn't score.
But you can't count.
The point is we're going back to the Osimhen pass, right?
Yeah.
To Lukman, right? There's a guy on Lukman.
Yeah.
There's a guy on Osimhen,
yeah.
right? Now, if the guy on Lookman holds his position,
He panicked now.
no, if he holds his position, Osimhen has to make up his
Can't make the
mind.
pass. Yeah, he
to
can't
go-
make the pass.
to continue with the run.
Continue the run or find the target.
He
right?
panicked.
The moment he makes the run, Osimhen is like, bro, you are a good
Thank
man.
you very much.
I love you.
You know another thing. You know another thing. If you saw where Lookman started his run from,
Yeah.
is probably the reason why the defender didn't clock it. Because Lookman was a bit deep.
Yeah.
And then when he saw that,
he knew that.
it'd be like, say,
something
Osimhen
was going to
collect this
happen
ball,
there.
then he started
Yeah.
sprinting.
But let's talk about that how many strikers. I think it was a famous quote. Somebody said that as a striker, you have to be the most optimistic player on the pitch.
Yeah.
As a defender, you
to
must
be
be the most pessimistic player.
Yeah.
Because what it means is that defender, you're thinking, no matter where the ball is, you're thinking
Omo,
that
they
move
fit
is
score.
going to lead to a goal.
The fiscal,
Can
yeah.
go in.
The flip side, as a striker, you're thinking, if I
in
just
your head, you've scored it already.
in my mind, like this is an opportunity to score a
Scored it
goal.
already, yeah.
But how impressive is that? Because the guy makes a throw in, and from nothing we score a goal.
Yeah.
So that is that's not many strikers have that ability.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I'm remembering Cavani, maybe Chicharito,
Yeah, in terms of pressing.
Rooney, Tevez, who were chasing
Drogba,
lost causes.
you know.
Drogba. No, I'm going to chase lost causes. Which
Diego
Aguero
Costa.
Diego Costa.
Costa, yeah, I was one of
Right.
them too.
Prime chasing lost cause.
Lost causes is just chasing it for
Yeah.
nothing. But I've seen the argument on Twitter, and shout out to all the guys who have joined our Twitter space. You guys are amazing, and we're gonna have another space. We're gonna have a space pretty much for every other day until the tournament finishes. So thanks for joining the space. Hashtag Niger Game On. I want to ask who's our best player at the tournament, because that's an argument now. Nigerians never enjoy everything fully. We don't win now. The next argument I say,
Who the help us win?
This one better pass. This
who
one
is
better
best player?
pass.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the same thing with our celebrities. Like, Whiskey just dropped song, good song. Davido dropped song. Like, between
one
these two,
feels
who would you delete one?
Like for this retweet
Like-
for.
Is it delete
Why
one?
must I-
Just get out.
Why must I delete one, please? Like, I get Burna, I get Whiskey, I get David, I get Tiwa from my. Like, why must I delete one? So, who's the best player in the team? Because Ini made a very compelling case for Osimhen.
Yeah.
And I think that this goal is the epitome of that in his analysis, right? Sometimes he goes to press like a lone army. But when you watch guys like Calvin Bassey, man.
Online, no. I think
So let's start with defense, right? Calvin Bassey and I know. I hate to do it, but who's doing the better
same
job?
rating. I'm sorry. Same.
I think Bassi edges a bit.
I
I think Bassi edges a bit.
why?
Nah, it has to be I know for me.
The way the team is set up. I know has that entire flank on
Exactly.
lock.
That's the reason.
You get, and that's when maybe you give teams the chance to run at us. But most times they don't get it. So most times they have to play those passes where they skip the midfield and then try to go beyond the back line. And Bassi is always winning those headers. He's always there. Even when maybe Sanusi makes a lot of dangerous passes to him, you see him manage the situation well, get the ball high up, and then help us push, and we can start our press from there. So I think both of them have had fantastic, like they've been good in this tournament. But I think Bassi edges a bit.
Who can the team not do without?
Right? Who can the team not do with?
This is where your IELTS comes in. You have to listen to the question.
I think
it's
it's
Bassi.
I know.
I think
I think
Bassi.
it's Bassi.
Reason I think is I know.
Okay. Now.
No, reason I think is I
Okay.
know. Reason I think is I know. We can possibly replace Bassi.
With Zaidu.
We can.
With who?
No, not with Zaidu. We got centre backs.
Please, let's leave Zaidu
because,
for now.
Because you are playing.
I don't face up.
because you are playing a 5 at the back. One of the
Okay.
reasons why Calvin has been very good also is because of that 5 at the back, not a lot of space behind him, not a lot of space in front of him to defend. So if Calvin goes out now, you got players that you can put there, even though they are not they might not be as good,
You still have
but they
two
can
centre
put a
backs.
shift. You got Awazim,
Okay.
there's Omeru that has come in from the bench and has done a decent job of mopping up things. If Olaino doesn't play now, with what he has shown, I don't know anybody. They might come and put in a decent shift too, but I don't know anyone that can give us the kind of impetus defensively and going forward like Olaino has given us on that right
Now,
side.
now,
Is that his best position? Like, because when I look at I don't know where he plays.
And that's the thing. The same thing he's doing on that right wing, he can do it easily on the left side as a left wing back.
So what is I know? Is I know?
No, is a right back.
How good is I know? Because when I watch him, I feel like
It's like Daniel Alves.
What the?
No, like his use of the ball
Is this what we're doing now?
No.
We just drop it. We name drop.
What I'm saying is, you know why I know. You barely see defenders that can use the ball well. A lot of defenders just want to pass the ball. Give me the ball, pass it around. Give me the ball, pass it around. Now I've seen him do take-ons. I've seen him, try to advance with the ball, not just in one direction. You can see that he's very comfortable on the ball. That's why I compared him with Daniel Alves.
So
why I'll pick Calvin Bassey? Hold on. Why I'll pick Calvin Bassey is because, okay, as a coach, you need a player that can probably do a lot of things on the pitch. Now, because you need to improvise at some point. Zaidu came out in that game against Cameroon, and they brought in Calvin Bassey to the left position. Then Omero replaced Calvin Bassey at that third defender position. So you ask yourself, a normal defender would have just done his bit, like, let me just defend and let it just be so, because we are probably leading the game already. But you can see his attacking runs. Like, I didn't even know that it was Bassey. I thought there was a movie made. I thought it was Ademola Lookman. And by the time I saw it, I said, come on, Calvin Bassey is doing this. Then
I think at Ajax.
Then the next thing I saw the cross he picked. Do you know that cross was very intentional? Well, I had to watch the replay and I saw that he saw the run of Ademola Lookman.
Of course.
That cross was very intentional. So you ask yourself, you have a player that can probably do everything. Why would I want to take him out?
Right.
You get so I'll pick Calvin Bassey.
Nobody's taking him out.
You say who they cannot do. We can't do that Calvin Bassey because he can improvise. That's just
I think it's Bassey as well.
Right. When I watch, I know what I'm trying to, what I'm trying to, find here is, and I used the word diagnosis the last time, and a friend of mine who's a doctor was like, "Okay, what are you doing?
What are you-
Sports."
That's why.
So when you use the word malleable, and this side I look and say, this technical drawing where this side like, this Goldsmith stuff. But I mean, the point I'm trying to make is, how good is Aino, right?
Yeah.
Technically.
I think that technically I know can be good as anybody in that position. Technically, what he can do.
Wait, say anyone in the world in that position.
Yeah. I think technically he can be as good as anyone on the ball. This guy is doing a Rabona pass on the touchline,
and I lost my
Look
mind
at the
for a
back
couple- for a
heel,
couple
the
of
back
minutes.
heel assist in 2019 to Johnny Gallo. That's one of the best you see anywhere in the world, right? You like a back heel pass. That's a pass that you can't believe that he saw,
Right.
and he made it. So technically, he can be as good as anyone. But when you say how good is he as regards to the ceiling he can get to as a footballer in any team, I honestly don't know. And the reason is that the way he plays, you can almost feel that this guy just wants to have fun. He's not.
So that's what I was gonna
You don't
say.
see him as a proper defender.
he's not
It
trying
looks
to
like they never
be-
talk to me. Like
you get.
like, can I get more? So it's down to the body language. He
You
just
get,
looks like
he's like, man, see, I sabi play this ball. Make we
The
just
guy,
enjoy ourselves.
the guy be like, 90 minutes never reach. Waiting this up now.
Bro, this guy, somebody tweeted, I know has been immense in this tournament. Somebody replied to me and said, he's doing all these things while sagging. Now he vex me.
Like,
personally.
I made the point, like,
there's
the
this
guy-
very
this
calm
is-
feel about
you get-
whatever. He never looks pressed.
he's like,
Do you know what
He's
I
just
think?
very chill.
Do you know what I think? Yeah, well, in a tournament where the coach has gone with, we're going to be pragmatic, more defensive than we're attacking. If you put I know in a side where they exploit his attacking instinct and his attacking abilities very well. This guy, his one touch plays and the way he can get out of tight situations, I think it will be a huge asset for any side that really wants to play three at the back and want to really have wing backs that can fly forward.
yeah, I agree with that. That's what I was looking for. And just to put it out there as well, how good can I not be? When I look at the right backs, the right wing backs, in Europe now, of course, I look at my team, the first team, Diogo Dalot. I don't see what Dalot can do that I could not do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Dalot is more athletic. But then again, he's faster, he's more athletic, but there's a ceiling to his creativity. I don't find that with Aino. But since I think the consensus here is that Calvin is maybe a bit more, and again, it's down to body language. It's down to body language. Calvin is more aggressive. So, and we Nigerians, we like show us that
Show
you're working.
yourself.
Show yourself
Show
that like you don't grieve for anybody.
But you see what
You
I
know?
know has done. Again, he has played against Nkudu. Before that game, Nkudu, I saw his stats. He created 10 chances in the last 3 games he played, and that's massive. You're talking AFCON. Completely shut him down.
Yeah.
Right? Which other game? I think it was Ivory Coast as well. Jeremy Boga, is a complete menace. Shut him down completely. So
I didn't see Boga in that game.
his body language, right? It's not that I know it's not.
I think it was in the second half.
You get, it's not like I know it's not physical. He did his job very well, and that's on the flank where you can be really, really exposed. So
Yeah.
that has been very good.
A lot of people have spoken in the last couple of days. You know, especially in the aftermath, we're on the Twitter space after the Nigerian game, and somebody mentioned Frank Onyeka is the guy who's flying under the radar, and I had to take a bit more sample size to bring him on the table and say how good is Frank in that midfield. I think that Frank's level had maybe dropped a little bit. Sorry guys, and it felt like he was just, you know, he was just winging it, you know. But you think with players that give you energy and give you desire and passion and flying tackles, that they'll always have a lot of people on side. But is he giving a bit more now in terms of just being a, you know how you're a stopper?
Yeah.
He's just a stopper in that, like you can't move him in that midfield. How important is Frank? Is he the most important midfield player we have now? Can anybody do his job?
I think, I'll be honest, when Alassane Yusuf played that first game, I didn't see a lot of it. Oh yeah, he you know, he was flying into tackles, shut everything down, you know, fantastic. But when you play that because the game against Cameroon was a pressure game, was a real pressure game, and you know, I've seen a lot of criticism. And I'm talking about Iwobi to come back to Frank. I've seen a lot of criticism about for Iwobi online. Some of them I think have been very unnecessary, over the top. But that midfield against Cameroon, it was basically a 2-man midfield. And if we're being honest, Iwobi wasn't, you know,
It wasn't going up there.
wasn't top. It wasn't a top performance from Iwobi. Sacrificed his normal game to be more of a hard worker for the team. I have to give him credit for that.
What is the normal game?
We know what Iwobi's normal game is. He loves to go forward.
He's attacking runs.
You know, he loves to go forward.
Looks for spaces.
He loves to pick
pass
the ball
and
up
rest.
on the left.
I was
You
just
know,
asking.
link it to the middle.
But most times he's going to meet Frank to get the ball.
But
then
essentially,
progress.
he loves to go forward.
Right.
He didn't do that a lot, especially before we got our goal, right? So when you consider the fact that it wasn't a top performance from Iwobi on and off the ball,
So that means
Frank
Frank's-
completely ran the midfield, completely. And what I loved about his performance against Cameroon was that even when he would go forward, you can tell that he knew the responsibility that, and in one put it in a way. So I love players that you can hand them a brief and they come and they execute it. So even when Frank will go forward and somehow the ball breaks and they're attacking us, you see the zeal with which he's coming back. He's not just coming back to come and block space. He's coming back to come and shut down that attack that they're trying to initiate.
So you know, I'm not surprised about Frank, because I remember when he was on this podcast. Remember we asked him their training routine at Brentford, and he said we don't want to see how they train. You know, more like you go all out to attack, and you have to. They don't want to see everyone must be behind the ball.
Right.
So I guess the first game, yes, there was Alassane, and I always tell people that I think we as humans, we do better when we see that the options are limited. When you see that you really don't have anywhere to go again, it's just the proper human instinct. Now, you know, the game against Equatorial Guinea, Alassane was probably doing a lot of the work, you know, maybe because that was his first game for Nigeria, was intercepting passes, you know, was everywhere, trying to block spaces and the rest. But in the second game, now Frank has realized that this is it. There is no Alassane to come in this. No, that's the truth, because in the end, you see that you are so exposed, and everyone is seeing you now.
Yeah.
Like, we can all see what you are doing.
Yeah.
So it's more like I'm putting you there to actually show that you can do it. So in the end, this is what he does.
What I like
every
about
week.
Frank, and Frank was supposed to be on the. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
What I like about Frank is Frank was supposed to join us, and we're still trying to get Frank to come on. You can imagine it's such a tight schedule for players. What I like about him is I like players that are honest. You know, many times after games, especially after Nigerian games, you know, with Brentford, I really don't. You know, you let the man do his job. But I think we lost the game, and I you know, maybe 2 days after I texted him, we're like, bro, what happened in that game? I was like, bro, I don't know, man. Like, sent me a voice note, like, bro, I don't know, man. It was not just clicking.
Yeah.
It was not just clicking. And, if you understand how to communicate with these people, you realize that, he can't tell you more than that. It just wasn't clicking.
Of course.
And when there's a good game as well, it's important to also text and say, hey, bro, I thought you were.
No,
That was a different level today.
The tank for a reason.
And I feel like he's one of the players who also understands what it means to play for Nigeria, which is one of the things. I personally put this run down to the players finally connecting with the Nigerian culture. That's what I believe. I believe the system has helped a lot, but culturally, I felt that some players were not where they were supposed to be.
It's interesting you brought that up because after that game, right? After the Cameroon game, I sat back and I saw, and Inobog and I spoke about it as well. I sat back and I felt like a couple of these guys are trying to prove a point. Not necessarily about how well they play, but this narrative of, these boys that were raised outside, they don't really understand what it is to play for the Super Eagles or what it means. These boys, it feels like they're trying to prove a point. When that game started against Cameroon,
especially those flank guys. All I know,
when that game started against Cameroon, I saw there was one time that I saw a guy running all the way back to defend right on the edge of our box. I was like, shit, that Moses Simon. That's Lukman.
Yeah.
I saw it a couple of times. I said, man, these guys have started this game with the right attitude. So it feels like they're trying to tell you guys, you just Nigerian fans, that bro.
You can say whatever you will say about us, but it will not be
question
down to the fact that we're not born.
It will not be because we're not born here. Now why we don't give our all?
Now why we don't have play?
So I just feel like these boys that were raised outside, that everybody has said, maybe that's why they're not playing well. They're truly and really trying to prove a point, and they've been some of our best performers so far.
I agree with that,
and I think all of that you can see it when take the Ajayi, for example. Do you see how wild the celebration was? It was almost like these guys know, okay, look, we're out of the group stage. We're in the round of 16 now. It's starting to feel like we can win this thing. So it's like everybody has come together to say, look, bro.
Stop that feeling first. Stop that feeling first.
One game at the time.
But you can tell that they want, like, they say nothing brings players together like winning together.
Yeah.
So you can tell, okay, look, this now is like a collective. It's something everybody on that team wants.
Yeah.
We want to go and win this thing. Look at celebration for Lukman's second goal. It's like, we're here.
Yeah.
We've qualified. Good one, everybody. Let's go to the next one. That's why they're really giving me they give me something to look forward to.
Yeah.
When we play Angola.
When I was telling you guys, was it the last pod I said?
That's the last time you can use that. I was telling you guys. You have used the
last slot.
The quota. Last slot. We've exhausted it. You don't exhaust the quota. No use that again.
And the talk I'm saying, most times when tournament football is like this, the momentum builds as you progress.
Yeah.
It's like that.
That don't mean say waiting we talk that time. No,
I don't know what it's not about.
It's wrong because I don't tell now. Now the players have always seen that.
I'll give you an example. Sorry to cut you in, right? I'll give you an example, right? It was wrong for the coach to impose a goalkeeper that was clearly not at the right level on a national team.
Of course it was.
That was wrong, right? And the excuse that you see the players all the time and you do what you want to do, ultimately you're the coach, you have the job. We agree with that. But you see these two eyes, right? I have them. And across 100 million people, that's 200 million eyes, right? We're seeing this guy and we're saying, look, do whatever you want, pick your team, but find an alternative to this guy. Is it a coincidence that, the moment you found an alternative, the team, you see marginal gains. In fact, the fact that you made, another thing was that, remember I said on the pod that, and I used Equatorial Guinea at the time, when they scored those 4 goals against, I can't remember who, like Guinea-Bissau. And I said, look at what they do. 3 passes in swings through on goal. The second goal we scored against Cameroon. That's exactly what we're talking about. So what you said,
but I told you guys, second goal. I said that the problem we have is that we are not scoring. Let me tell you the start of against Cameroon. We actually had 4 shots on target. That's to show you that
if you listen to anything I said,
some personal training.
If you listen to anything I
maybe
said,
drills on scoring goals.
If you listen to anything I said,
chances, yeah.
I said that I didn't care about how many goals we scored. I didn't care about if we scored 1 or if we scored 20. What was the problem for me was that we could not string passes together.
But when we get
2, 3, 4, and that was what we did against Cameroon. In fact, the second goal we scored was an archetypal. Let me use that. Of what I was talking about. If you can play those, look, football can be easy if you can string those passes together. It doesn't have to be every time long balls to no man's land.
That is true. It was the first time.
But do you care about the win? Is it not the win that you care about?
No, look,
in the end, is it not the win you care about?
It's a no-brainer, right? I feel like two things can exist, and you know this more than anybody, right? Two things can exist. The win is the most important thing in football, but ultimately, what you want to see, is that you're doing it with more ease, more often than you're doing it with difficulty.
Yeah.
Right? Do you get what I'm saying, right? The win is important, but if you play 10 games, you want to know that you've won at least 6 of those games with relative ease than, let's say, you scrape through.
Yeah.
When you constantly watch games that you're scraping through, the gratification is delayed. You don't enjoy the full benefits of having that win.
What's about the strength of the team?
No, you watch.
What's about the strength?
No, it's a no.
Like someone said, someone was saying on Twitter that it was part of people criticizing Pesero that we can play like this, we can play this. But on a second thought, he realizes that. But what if this style is the strength of the team? What if we really don't have enough creative players? What if this is what we can actually play to win it?
IBK. And again, if you listen to anything I said, again, I said on that pod, I said you can be pragmatic. Being pragmatic is not the problem.
No.
Una be football players. Una supposed to pass 1, 2.
Like
una supposed to do triangle passes.
Passing hard, do.
Rewind me.
Passing hard. But let me tell you something. I did field one day. I not gonna lie. You see,
you're not a professional football player.
No. See, passing is there's a reason. There's a reason there's a start for complete passes.
It be nonsense when you talk.
Pass easy. There's a reason there is a start for complete passes. Sure, you know. Sure, you know. You know, say if pass easy, no need me define complete passes.
How hard is look?
I
tell you, if you dey field everywhere level, you know they see.
You don't want me.
The more reason.
Don't be the same football.
Na
volleyball.
Where you dey? No be studio. You dey na pitch you dey.
Now football.
Now field you dey. No be studio you dey. You dey play ball.
That's why you know.
You dey play ball.
You talk say.
What you dey play ball?
You say sorry, man. You say you dey field one day. You're not a professional football player.
But I don't see wetin sup.
You don't see wetin sup.
Me too. I don't see wetin sup.
The same way I see.
If you dey field, I swear to God Almighty, you feel no see Wole wey dey near you. I swear.
That one na you.
Yeah, I dey tell you legit.
No project.
When I play ball,
that one na you. That one na you. If you no see
when
Wole.
I play ball, my moniker is Michael Carrick.
I beg up this guy, Mike.
No, I'm serious. Like,
I beg up this Mike.
My strength is in seeing the man who don't see.
I was hoping you won't go there.
I see the play. You get
which doesn't play.
Now I feel the athletic,
That stage play.
I see the play. You get
that stage play.
I'm the player that sees the next move for the next move.
Charlie, no
That's
the
my
wild
game.
us.
You get.
No the wild us.
But my own is a pass hard. Whether you like
it.
Make I tell you
pass
something.
hard.
The fact say you no fit see Wole from where they beside you on top field. No me say another person no fit see him. You see, we don't even they talk 60-yard, 40-yard pass. We they talk say to be to you triangle passes. You know when you call to be to you for field. To be to you share am Jackie J. If you go play say that Jackie J. Me now when a person give you pass am as a pass am give you. Smart taste. You understand? We they talk.
No play. Home is better.
Oh, we get.
Home is better.
But I have a question here regarding to what I became talking about, and I think this is my question. Would you rather have us play to me to you or play what we're playing now? And get the results that we
Una still never understand me. My guy, you can play the way you are playing now. Bro, do you know that second goal we scored, if we didn't score that goal, we'd have had more pressure on us.
Because now 10 minutes they had.
10 minutes they had. Bro, what I'm saying, you know why I like that second goal so much? It was perfectly everything I've been talking about the Super Eagles so far. Lookman took the throw-in, he received the pass, the throw-in, completely killed the tempo. As if, we're just going to waste time. And in 2 seconds,
was fast.
went into life. And that's, look, first pass, I even thought he was looking for a return pass from Iwobi, but Iwobi went wide. What was important was that the passes were accurate.
And they were
Short,
intentional.
very short, quick passes to Iwobi, out wide to Bassi. Bassi took a touch, back to Lookman. Go ball. That's all I'm saying.
And Lookman got the memo.
He got the memo.
The moment the ball come back inside, there's no need for another touch. Bro, you're in a job to do one.
The connection was
Whether
bad.
whether you're
stuff.
defending
Yeah.
deep or
Yeah.
not, you still need to move the ball.
So of course we've touched on a couple of players. Frank, I know Calvin. I like when defenders go under the radar. That what it means is that they're doing their job silently.
Big shout out to Truce as well.
Truce is under the
Been a
radar.
leader. I
but
actually think Semi Ajayi.
it's going under the radar. That's a great thing, right? But the argument people make about Nwabali is that he has not been tested. Is that still the case that he hasn't been tested?
That's it.
I think so.
Okay. I think it's a truly it's not been tested. Observation wise, you can say
so we can line up with that goalkeeper. Is that the case?
It made they play.
I was creating a scenario here the other time, and I said that.
Okay,
I think,
make him finish.
Was it UB? No, I don't want to forget.
No,
Was it UB that was saying? I said that I would rather have a world class defensive pairing than a world class goalkeeper, and that's why I tell you that in the end, when you have good backups, the keeper will do little.
I still don't agree with you, but we're speaking about Stanley Nwabali, right? Yes, he's not been tested, but a few times this thing is about the psychological part of it, the confidence he brings. The guy looks assured. That tells you, like, that cascades. Senior man will say, that cascades into the entire team.
Onto the defenders as
the
well.
same way Osimhen is doing what he's doing up top, the defenders know that this guy has it on lock. He's telling his guys, no, stand here. No, I don't want you there. No, don't do that again. That's what I mean when I say you need a goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper is supposed to see the pitch, see everything in front of him and other people, not in a disrespectful way, and tell them, no, this is that thing where you do, and Nwabali does all that. You can say he's not been tested, but one of the reasons he's not been tested is also because he does the simple things, the basic things that he's supposed to do. When the corner kick comes in, he goes and he claims. He doesn't mess around. Doesn't doesn't miscue, unnecessarily, and that's what you need a goalkeeper to do.
And another important thing, and it's points you raised, I'm just gonna, tangent off a little bit, is when players, as a football player, right? Sometimes you are not always gonna be 100% focused in the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes your
that's fact.
Sometimes your level drops off, even for 2 minutes, even for 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you're slightly wrong in your positioning. When you know that this guy has a habit of reminding you to be in the right place, right? You know that if for any moment in the game I slip up or I'm not in the right place, I have somebody who
normally has your
bears eye.
Yeah.
You get
That's the trust that I'm talking about.
Trust. That guy has got you. Trust adjust a little bit. If you adjust a little bit, and in the next phase of play, you find out that extra adjustment helped you to recover better. The trust built.
Yeah.
So you know that I can lean on his advice.
Absolutely.
And he knows that we're building something. So
and people talk about
so that goes beyond the idea of being tested.
Yeah.
Now we haven't gotten to tested, but the unseen conversations.
Absolutely.
Right. Trust that corner was risky. Right. I beg, next corner, let me come for it. Do you understand? You don't see that. You are thinking about him being tested. So is that marginal gains?
Of course.
That over time, you get a marginal gain here, get a marginal gain here,
and
it adds up.
100, I think 100%. Because first of all, you have to consider the fact that most of the players in the team have more caps than him.
Yeah.
This is his first major tournament with the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then he's not exactly playing for one of the biggest club sides in Europe.
Super United.
These guys are the big boys. He will be one of the maybe
the newbie.
The newbie when in the camp and all of that. So I think the confidence he has to be able to tell players like Trust, Kenneth Omero, Calvin Bassi, I know, and Zanzi tell them, look, Alpha, come back. You stepped too much. Watch this guy. Next time I'm coming to catch this and all of that. I think that speaks volume, and I think that's what everybody is saying that makes them say, okay, look, we want this guy to be available for the next game.
Yeah.
Because the option you have aside him is not exactly one that inspires
Yeah.
confidence to us as
And
Nigerians.
people talk about-
Isn't it? Sorry,
Now,
yeah, go
so-
for it.
People talk about not being tested.
Now,
People
Zoro,
talk about
now
not.
turn to
People talk
option.
about not being tested. When we played,
My own Zoro, now turn
when we
option.
played, when we played against,
No, where you can give flowers to one person, right, without putting the other person.
Oh,
out.
that
Now,
person
now
down.
I know they happy.
you-
Yes.
when we played against Guinea-Bissau, it was Guinea-Bissau, and they subbed on this guy, and the guy takes the free kick, like the immediate free kick, immediately he came onto the pitch, and Wabali saved it. It looked very easy, but we've seen the same thing beat top goalkeepers in Europe. Why? It took a bounce right in front of him. The only reason he saved it was because of his calculation. The ball actually took a bounce in front of him. That's a goalkeeper's nightmare. Anywhere on the surface
I
of the earth.
remember that play. I remember that
You
play.
understand? That's a goalkeeper's nightmare. So you can go on about he's not been tested.
Yeah.
He's not, but the ones that have been thrown at him, he has done fantastic well. We talk about AFCON being very physical. This guy comes out and claim crosses for fun.
Bro, when
You think if it was that easy, you think Uzor would concede from a direct free kick?
I would love to be
corner kick.
I would love to be behind goal and hear his communication, because I'm thinking, as a goalkeeper, and this is something, we've done the pod for a while, and one of the reasons we have the great camaraderie we have with the people who watch our stuff is that we resonate with the things you see as well, because we're football fans, right? I personally feel like the game in its current form lacks communicators, right? Everybody just wants to do their brief, so you hear players don't want to talk to each other.
Or you suppose no.
Or you suppose no, just do your job, that kind of thing. And that's not the football I grew up on. The football I grew up on was, Lampard constantly telling
Yes,
Balak
Man on you, man on you, man on you.
tearing into John Terry,
Yes,
bro. You need to stay switched on.
Yes, now.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I've watched players now, and I see players just do their thing. You just keep quiet. That's why I could not necessarily knock Bruno every time, because he's always chirping, he's always talking. That could be a flaw. It might throw you off, but I like it. Point I'm trying to make is that when you find people that are willing to communicate,
Yeah.
that's a throwback player. 1, 2, I prefer my captains in the team, no matter how good the striker is, I prefer the captains to be in the midfield or in the defense or the goalkeeper.
Because of better
Because
point of view.
there's something about seeing the entire pitch, So the ball comes in. When the game starts, the ball comes in. I gauge the guy who is the passer of the ball in that team. I find out that the guy's got a range. This is angle. Goalkeepers know, but you might, because goalkeepers are by instinct trained to judge flight of the ball.
Yeah.
Pace, velocity. They can see it. So I'm telling you, when that guy makes a pass, he's got the measure of this guy. Let it. I'm gonna come for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what? Step back to let the ball bounce first. Those invaluable communications are like, we watch football on the TV, and I spoke to a friend one time, and he was watching the Argentina Nigeria game when Messi scored the goal. And the guy said everybody behind the goal could see the goal had happened before. Like, we knew the goal was coming, because you can see the trajectory of if the guy shoots that ball.
When you watch live, you know it's completely different from what you're seeing on TV. You
that
have
ball go enter.
Completely different understanding.
Even with me, I no go like. You get one
You
time.
get-
You get some
so
time.
players
I go day field, and if I day with ball, and I dey see that, I go see the space. This keeper don't fuck up.
You don't know. Say this guy is gone.
This keeper don't fuck up.
IBK,
So it's very important to give
Wetin you want
Nwabali, because we cannot sit here and give all the flowers and not say. And of course, he's a newbie in the team, but
Yeah.
you have to give what he has done.
You have to
some
give
credit.
exactly
Yeah.
what I want to say, because IBK, consciously or subconsciously, now wanted to paint a picture of now they bash Uzor because of this new guy. Look, I never hide my mouth when they talk about Uzor. I say it the way I know it is in my mind. I've always said it. I don't think Uzor is good enough for the Super Eagles, and that's not a personal. I just don't think he's good enough. The same way when they started bashing Maduka Okoye. Like, there's no reason to bash the guy. The goal he considered against Tunisia, myself, Inel Bong, one of the first set of people that kept on going, that was not his fault.
That was Ndidi.
Yeah.
That was not his fault.
That was
And that's the
problem.
reason why everybody started piling on the guy. I still said even before Nwabali came into the team that I think Maduka Okoye should be our number one, even though everybody was bashing him. So it's not about, they are trying to bash Uzor because Nwabali is now here.
Yeah.
I make no mistake. Nwabali can make a silly mistake tomorrow. It happens. It's impossible to play football without making mistakes. But so far, what he has done up until this moment, he's better
It's an
than what we've seen.
It's an important asset. Right?
Yeah.
And shout out to
Which is
Fatil, who's in Cote d'Ivoire, creating real great content. I saw a picture. She was I think she lined up a sequence of pictures she took of Nwabali. The guy is a mountain.
Yeah.
Like I would be afraid to go into it. I'll be afraid if the guy calls in. No, the guy's like in it. I'll be afraid if the guy says, "That's my ball."
Allow.
I'm not gonna put head
If I hear say you don't allow.
You know.
And the guy has a smile on his face every time. Like, don't worry, I have it under control.
But another school of thought, I was worried when I saw his
frame, yeah?
his frame, and I was like, a keeper
if he
should because reflex and the rest, how you need to quickly react to ball but I think you said it already.
Have you not seen Mano Neuer?
As in,
No, Neuer
Jens,
is not.
what's his name? That Arsenal goalkeeper, Jens
Neuer is
Lehmann.
Neuer is not-
Absolute giants.
Neuer
Neuer
is
be like
not-
person where they work for factory.
Neuer is not big. Neuer is tall and
Neuer is not
you
big.
can't compare him to.
You didn't want?
Guy one bally
Well,
like
please, put up.
See if one bally no tell me say him be footballer. I go think say him
Like say that because you dey see Mano Neuer for TV.
No, I dey tell you like
You dey talk about
no.
Neuer. You dey talk about Nwabali being big. You can't say Neuer no big.
Well, let's put up
Neuer
and Nwabali's height.
I'm not even talking height. I'm talking
Like the mass.
No,
Like,
guy, one bally be like person wey-
shoulder, like build. I'm not even talking how tall. I don't know what the height is.
Yeah.
No,
But bro, I'm talking.
but me, I don't like small goalkeepers. So.
I don't too.
I don't like small goalkeepers.
Nobody should like
Kepa.
I
No,
did- I
Kepa is
just-
small. Kepa
I did
is small.
sidestep him before, but
Kepa is small.
Now that you
since
mentioned,
you brought it up. But so we walked through the team. Is he going to play next game? Nwabali?
I personally, I hope.
How big a loss?
I think
not big.
I think the medicals
Massive.
the medicals have passed him. According
passed
to him, according to him, he said he's fine, but he himself he said he's still having some pains. It's normal. Like now he's fine, meaning that
Medical don't want to talk to anybody. They fight again.
after this Sadiq Kumar situation.
You know what?
After the Sadiq Kumar.
but maybe not
medical,
just
anybody, you are fine.
And
You will
you know why I'm happy because Nwabali is an African player. Now person they play for African League. He was in the NPFL at some point and he moved to Chippa United in South Africa. So these are players that they know how to find a way to heal.
Right.
So it's like telling us that we shouldn't worry. He will try and be fine.
Yeah.
And Uzo on the other hand, I'm sure himself will know how to be in that.
What I would
He will
say.
know how to be in that post.
What I would
because
say,
if
if I be Uzo, I don't even want to be there because in the end people will be looking for.
No, what I would
for
say
errors.
is that if you consider the circumstance, it feels like it's not the ideal situation for Uzor to come back into the team.
At all. Even
Because it's almost like anything he does,
Thank you.
But
It's not a good look.
for his
it's
mental health, I think he should just tell.
But I think that I just
stay.
get a feeling of there's something in the squad where everybody backs each other. And sometimes that goes a long way as well.
Now
So
you the
if we
back
don't have a
Nigerians on Twitter.
No,
back
I'm talking
am.
about the team. I'm talking
Actually,
about
as they
in the
put
camp.
Zor put Abubakar.
I'm talking about in
people
the
start to
camp.
panic for Twitter, say wahala go solve for
No,
this
I'm
match.
talking about in the camp.
Yeah.
It feels like
Yeah,
there's
Osimhen
a
mentioned-
strong.
They're like brothers.
Yeah, and that goes a long way.
Yeah.
Everybody back each other. If we need to bring Uzor in, at the end of the day, it's football.
Yeah.
If Nwabali cannot play, you don't have
Well,
a choice.
you have
Nwabali
to.
goes in and play, and Uzor goes in and play, and you need to back him. You need to find a method to win the game.
I agree with that. You have to find ways to win. Obviously, Lookman has been the star of the tournament. Who can you say is a standout, player?
It's Victor Osimhen now.
I think it's Victor.
I've been looking.
I
I don't even know.
personally-
I was supposed to look for his other name, full name, because I want to be calling his full name now.
That's true. The word I'm looking for, Victor, is talismanic. And this is what it symbolizes for the team. I think he embodies the principles of what you want to see in the team: the fight, the hunger.
Absolutely.
And I think he has dragged it out of other people too. Because honestly, 5 games ago, I don't know if Ademola Lookman will make that run to double up with him. They will say, "Shall number he go making, probably making
Your score, man.
making
Good.
find the level you get."
Yeah.
But that willingness to come and support him, I'm like, bro, we see how you do it. Let's go as well. And sometimes you need players to take out that extra from players. So,
Yeah.
ex players say all the time.
Victor James Osimhen.
Oh, really?
James
Victor
Osimhen.
James
Name
Osimhen,
na James.
right? And sometimes you hear players say, "This player makes his
I bet fine if you get another name again, maybe traditional name.
yeah."
Ademola Olajide Lukman.
Right.
Not
right.
Osimhen.
For Osimhen,
Yeah,
na me born now. I did in naming ceremony. Man define that. Man define him.
Now you
15.
find James
I
come
no,
out now.
I did in
Charlie.
naming ceremony. Go ask him.
But
Full name.
but I mean, that's pretty much what we saw. Is there anything we're missing out as far as?
I mean, I just wanted to. I think what I love the most about Osimhen now is that, and maybe it has been there for a while, but that game against Cameroon, everything he did, I feel like now Osimhen has now embraced that superstar figure. Like, yeah, I'm famous. I'm one of the best in the world. The way he speaks in interviews, I think the last interview he gave, he said, yeah, when you're one of the hottest strikers in Europe, it happens. I think also like first half or early in the second half of the game, it was a tackle that came in, was
Like
somebody in the
it comes
crowd,
with it comes with the territory.
so
Yeah.
I think now he has embraced, look, I'm a superstar.
What I love about him the most, right? Sorry,
And he's
cut
still
you.
very humble.
What I love about him the most is I see strikers go into challenges, right?
Yeah.
And they don't expect to get as good as they give, right? So when they get as good as they give, they grumble.
Yeah.
When he gets as good as he gives, he's like, "You can't
You
give.
know,
You're
Allah,
playing.
you did.
You came to the game." And for me, that just tells me about a guy who is a student of the game.
Yeah.
And it's something you mentioned as well, very important. This thing about embracing that superstar feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes players struggle with it.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
You struggle with, this is how good you've been playing, but sometimes this is a human being.
Yeah, I don't want this, all this
yeah.
fame. I want
Yeah,
it.
if I don't play well, more than leave me alone.
I think the AFCON helped him do it. The game against Equatorial Guinea,
Yeah.
after we went one goal down, I think there was a camera that went to him, African Player of the Year now. Your team is losing. What's happening?
Yeah.
And I think his head dropped. And after a while, he was like something clicked in his head, and then he brought his head back up. We went and we scored. And I think the way he handled that game was, we cannot just lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get. He just went, got his goal. And after that, it was just, let's try this. But after that game, it has felt like a carry job. Like, look, I'm the biggest player in this team.
And I accept it.
Whether I like it,
that's what I'm saying.
or not.
Now, what are you going to do about it?
Whatever I'm going to give
Yeah.
has to come from that standard of, okay, look, when you look at Nigeria, everybody wants to come and watch Victor Osimhen.
Yeah.
So you people,
Bro.
you cannot go there and form my hand.
Someone was telling me that, he saw the game, one of these viewing spots, outside,
Yeah.
big
screens.
projector screen. That moment when Osimhen did that thing, when that tackle went in early in the second half, and it went like this, the guy said, the people that were watching with him, you would think they were in the stadium with
like-
Osimhen. The moment he did like this, the entire everybody went.
We're not flustered. Let's go.
That's in the
like
ginger.
you would
Yeah.
never.
This is the video of the chants after the
You
match.
will never be able to put into intricate football analysis or break it down into monetary value what Osimhen is doing at the AFCON for the Super
Talismanic.
Eagles.
And
It's incredible.
I think apart from that, I think what we should actually appreciate Osimhen for is the fact that, when he was interviewed and he was saying that, yes, he knows the number of goals he has. He understands what it means to score goals in tournament like this. But in the end, I think the team is important because, let me not lie to you, a lot of strikers in the world, you are in a tournament as big as AFCON, you probably want to be on the headlines. But Osimhen coming into that game, into the tournament, not just the one of the highest scorers in the world, but someone who is the best player in Africa and settling for team glory, it shows you that this is someone that is selfless.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened at Napoli. You remember how he was always giving his all for, what was the other guy's name? Kvaratskhelia. And in the end, you start hearing some fans say, this is the guy doing it. This because Osimhen can probably let you know that I am the one here. I am the one making things happen. But he doesn't do that. So in the end, you look at his ability to be a team player, and I think that's just what separates him.
It's one of his
critical.
greatest assets.
Very-
Look
very
at how he
critical.
celebrated that Lookman goal.
Yeah, very critical. And I think it releases you to it releases you daring to now enjoy the game and by conversely express your better talents.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? Maybe I might not score. I might not be top scorer.
Thank you.
But I'll put it on for you.
I mean,
You get,
we've seen, and for Nigerian fans, the job of a striker is to score goals. When I see those things on Twitter, they bust my head. So I just say, make I don't just answer. No, but the job of a striker is to finish. He needs to. My guy,
I think football is getting back to
out.
football is
The
going
old ways.
is going back to the old way. I think the closure of the Ronaldo Messi era,
Bro.
your Lewandowski, your Suarez's, I think it's taking away something. and we must go back to the basics where the team is the most important thing.
Bro, we've seen
More so in the tournament. Emilion Sway. You know, how many goals?
Highest goal scorer,
5 goals. They're out.
They're out.
Right. When you in a tournament and a player clicks and other players let's say a player hits 8 over 10 or 9 over 10,
Yeah.
and the other players are doing 3 over 10, 4 over 10, you have a real problem.
Right.
So we're here, you know, in the studio trying to find out who's our best player, and we're having a real debate about it. Oh, is it Calvin Bassey?
Yeah.
I know.
That tells
how
you-
good is Frank? You know, is Lukman the star of the tournament?
Yeah.
What it tells you is that you have 6 over 10, 7 over 10.
10 across board,
in the team.
7.5.
How good is Nwabali?
Guess what? We've seen some of the best and the biggest strikers in the world go to tournament and end it with 2 goals, 3 goals. It's,
Yeah.
You know,
When
was it
France won
Fernando?
the World Cup,
You know,
Giroud
didn't score a
no
goal.
goal,
Fernando
no goal.
Torres went to Euros in 2012 or 2013. I can't remember. Scored only in the final. Went to another one. Scored only 3 goals. One highest goal scorer in the tournament with 3 goals. When was the last time we've seen, you know, supposed best strikers in Europe at the time go to a World Cup or the Euros and score the way Delima did in 2002, maybe 6 goals, the way Klose did 8 goals. These things,
Except that boy, that Ninja Turtle boy, Mbappe.
you know, exactly.
that boy.
These things are not.
The squad
They're not they just pick on these
The
things
squad
for
people
ground like
hold on
that.
right now.
If now Mbappe did this our team, man.
They're not they just
Struggles
pick these
to
things
do.
for ground like
by
that.
the way, Mbappe would have been at Cameroon, by the way.
Because I think
That would have been a nice
I
choice.
think it goes more for personal glory. I'm sorry, but that's where
What do you mean it goes more for personal glory?
You think Mbappe no exchanging 5 goals for
You didn't
World
whine?
Cup for that this thing? You know how tiring it is to. I feel like Mbappe must be the most tired player after that World Cup.
Yeah.
Like
Had to do everything.
you just come back house. You be like, I beg, you just tell your gate man, I beg, I don't want to see anybody.
Kolomoane had a chance to win it. He didn't square when he could have squared.
You know that Koulibaly, you know we dodge a very serious.
but the guy is doing well for PSG now.
You have to define well, but
Well, I don't know that, but
well, we move forward.
we'll see how that pans out. Nigeria Game On brought to you by Goldberg. We're totally enjoying our time here, and we can speak about the Super Eagles team for as long as possible, but time doesn't allow us to do that. But thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for all the comments and joining the Twitter Spaces. We totally appreciate that. Lucky Rifai, knowing about Monday, but we had a very nice deputy. Your debut was very good, I have to say. So well done for that, right? Nwabali of the podcast today. IBK Sport, as always, a real pleasure. And look, be a part of the conversation as always. We're loving life on TikTok. So to all our TikTok, fans and followers, thank you so much. I see all the messages and all the, drop the predictions. Let's do a more vague prediction before we leave. And this is for, the love we get on TikTok. Who wins the tournament? It doesn't have to be Nigeria. It doesn't have to be Nigeria, right? Who do you think at the moment, after seeing what you've seen, at the start of the tournament, everybody says Senegal. But is it still Senegal? Is that still the choice?
Obviously, Senegal is still very much there. They've come in as defending champions, and they look like defending champions. Like they're ready to win it again. But obviously, I mean, where I have to agree with IBK, Super Eagles haven't looked, flying, will kill everybody, but they've looked like a tournament team. They've looked like a team that can just go there, say, see, knockout stage, you don't go score.
Yeah.
It seemed like that would always be dangerous when you have real attacking talents that can score against anyone, but now you are set up in a way where it's difficult for anyone to score against you.
Yeah.
The game goes on for a bit, you are going to get a chance to score, and there's a big chance you're going to put it away. So Super Eagles obviously would be there as well. Morocco, I want to see Morocco in the round of 16. I know Senegal haven't played yet, but they've been very good, so I can say they are still there. Morocco, I want to see them in the round of 16, see what they do in the round of 16, and then maybe that's when I'll make a decision whether or not they're still there.
Quickly, do you have any different opinion?
I think I agree with him, but what I want to add about Morocco and Senegal basically is you look at how well these teams have done in recent times. Senegal winning the last AFCON, they didn't come in as favorites. The spotlight wasn't necessarily on them to say, okay, look, what are these guys going to bring in this tournament? So it was easy to, do your thing quietly, build, go there and win. Same thing with Morocco at the World Cup. Nobody exactly would have said, oh, look, these guys are going to get to the semi-final. These guys are going to be Portugal and all of that. So they just racked up the wins on the go and then they got there. But coming to the tournament, if you asked anybody off the top of their head to say, okay, look, who do you think will win? You'd hear Senegal, you hear Morocco. when the limelight is on you, you tend to make, especially because people tend to put you under a microscope and go through every single thing you do. Oh, this guy did not play well. Oh, he's not as good as you think he is, and all of that. It can mess with your psyche as a player, and psychology is a very big part of the sport. So personally, I would say the Super Eagles are in the best position they are to win this tournament. You know, everybody is saying, okay, look, they are looking good. They are starting to look good. They're starting to look like a team. So build on that, and then the climax should just be winning the final, and then let's take it on from there.
You know what I pick from that? You know, they look good. They're starting to look good. But more so, the team know the work they have to put in to get that approval and get those results. I think that's the most important thing for me now in Super Eagles team. You know, the team realizing if we don't work this hard, if we don't do this, we would not look good. And for me, that's very critical. IBK, any difference in opinion? Has your mind changed after the round of 16?
No. I think when you have a team that is not overexcited by what's happening in the tournament, like Rufai said, the team is quite dangerous. You know, when you feel you've not played well, you've not hit the gear. Osimhen said it already that he doesn't think they've played what they're supposed to play. So you are, it's more like you are down to it already, and you're only looking to go up. Immediately they lost that friendly against Guinea. That was before the AFCON. I knew that something good to come out of that game, because it was more like waiting one good for there. Yeah, you know. And people always say that Super Eagles of Nigeria, when you least expect them to do something, that's when they hit the ground running. Yeah. So hopefully we get to win this.
Yeah. Let us know, guys. Has your mind changed after the first round of games, the round of 16? Has your mind changed as to what to expect in the tournament? Do you have a sneaky feeling, like Ini always says, that maybe something has changed as far as the favorites goes? Let us know. Use the hashtag NigerGameOn for all the conversations on social media, Twitter, X actually, nowadays, Instagram, TikTok, and of course Facebook as well. We've got a great following on Facebook. If you haven't noticed, we've got a page there. Just simply search the Hindsight Podcast, and we like the attention that it all gets. Gentlemen, I want to thank you very much indeed, and for being very respectful. And you know, football is about respect. So for one time, before we go into the next game, looking forward to playing Angola. We'll do a real preview for that. Let's have a cheers to, you know, all the Amoluabis in the house. You know, shout outs to every single one of you for, you know, let's do it.
I don't know if Amoluabi.
You know, when you check, you actually drink. So, yep. To all the good times going forward, right? We solely appreciate the love, and from all of us in the house, we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Yep, our love for the game runs deep. From the banter masters to the over-sabi coaches, and to all fans who make the game unforgettable. Game on! Enjoy the rhythm of the game with Goldberg, official beer of the Super Eagles.